Friends, the challenge is how do we basically land on Mars, and having landed on Mars, how do we communicate back on Earth? Even to basically say that I have landed, it will take it's a big challenge, and we will tell you what are these challenges. So, Kanchan, are you ready to take this roller coaster ride today?
Definitely, and I am so happy that we are working on this segment of communicating from Mars to Earth, and we have already done. Our scientists have already done so much of research, and finally we are ready to set our foot on Mars. And Chandrakant, let's begin how they have solved the problem of communication.
So, Kanchan, as I said, the problem really is the lag of 20 minutes, because the fastest thing in our universe is the beam of light, which travels at the speed of light. We know that. And our waves will also travel at the speed of light, because nothing in the universe can travel more than the speed of light. And Mars is so far off, it takes 20 minutes for light to reach us. It takes a lot of time. So our signal will also take 20 minutes to reach us. So even if we have internet and those kind of technologies implemented between our Earth and Mars, the lag is very noticeable, and therefore it's a big challenge. Don't you think so?
Yes, because now on Earth we are in habit of communicating very fast. We get our answers of our questions in flick of time. But see the scenario. Please understand the scenario when people who are willing to settle down on Mars, and if they want to communicate, send a message, a very crucial message that they have landed on the Mars. It will take again 40 minutes. And suppose if there is any problem during this settlement, the time will take 40 minutes to really get the solution. So I think it's a big challenge, and I think we have to, when all people who are planning to settle on Mars, they have to train, and this is a very big habit from the antiquity. And I feel that I really feel that how they will really settle down with this major problem of communicating back with Earth people.
Well, we call messaging instant messaging. We know this instant messaging for last 30 years almost, and we are so used to instant messaging. And imagine some of us travel to Mars, and then they want to instantly do a TikTok or instant messenger or even a video call. How they will be able to do it? Say, for example, if you're holding a mobile in front of your face and trying to communicate through a video call back on Earth, imagine the permissible limit of the universe is 40 minutes delay from Mars. So it is really not practical to do that, and therefore this is a big challenge in terms of how do we handle this issue. So scientists have actually come out with complete calculation of how much data will be required to travel back and forth, and starting from settling on the surface of Mars. And imagine, the people on Mars, the first settlers, would be of special category. They would be required to basically explore, catalog everything, maybe find out, do sampling of Earth or the Martian soil, and also pave the roadmap for future settlement. What is the best location for settlement, how they should settle, what are the resources available. So entire catalog of the geology on the surface of Mars will be kept by these first settlers, and they can return to Earth only after 4 years. So after 3 years, anytime after that, they can return. So even for geologists to communicate what they are doing, are they facing any challenges, have they found something new which they want to communicate, they want to do it instantly. So there is going to be a tremendous data transfer required by humans between Mars and Earth. And in order to send our people there first, I think we need to solve this issue, not only of habitation, not only about housing, but also about a simple thing like instant messenger. Don't you think so, Kanchan?
Yes, definitely, because Mars definitely will be quite a alien place, and there are other challenges also for the survival. It is said that they will be living underground, so again they will be facing challenges. Now, on Earth, we are not living underground; we are living under sunshine, and I think that itself is a challenge. At the same time, we have a challenge: we can't communicate back with our family and friends. We can't send messages to your the people who are in direct contact, where you want to send your findings on Mars to Earth scientists, and that again will take very tedious effort, because as it is said, it will take another 40 minutes to reach out one message.
Absolutely. Even the instant messenger is not instant. It is going to give a lag of 40 minutes.
Right.
Therefore, the data transfer will not be done by any fiber optics. On Earth we are so used to instant messaging, because our data transfer between 2 points on Earth is at the speed of light, because we use fiber optics, and we can lay the fiber optics on the surface of the Earth, and at the speed of light our data transfer from one end to the other. So there is a lag on Earth also, but that is not noticeable. It is in few milliseconds. So even that lag is there. I must point out that the lag is there even on Earth while communicating, but that is not a big deal. However, if we are transferring data between Earth and Mars, it is going to be wireless. It is going to be mostly used using the radio waves. And even though you basically lay the fiber optics on the surface of the Mars, but that will not help the issue, because from Mars to Earth you would need high speed network, but the highest speed possible is speed of light, and at speed of light our signal will take 40 minutes. So this is a big thing, and therefore the data transfer back and forth will be done by radio through satellites. Kanchan, do you have any opinion on this?
Yes, I just want to tell my viewers that now there are many research and experiment is going on, and they have now come forward with radio waves and transferring the data and the communication, and take help of radio waves. I think that is the way to go, and still the research is going on this.
All right. So the answer is the deep sky network. The scientists are basically evaluating how they can implement something called deep sky network. Deep sky network is basically a communication protocol which is under development right now, where a bunch of satellites will be placed in such positions that the faster communication can be perceived. I'm not saying that the faster communication will actually happen, but it will be perceived by both parties, by the sender as well as by the receiver on Earth, or vice versa. So the deep sky network is being constructed, and this is a solution for solving this lag issue. And therefore, the way it works is that the concept about the deep sky network will be based on data storage at multiple locations. So when, for example, even on Earth, when we actually send our messages through mobile or through any other means, there is a data storage in between. The packets of data are stored in every location, starting from your mobile device to the data server of your telecom operator, to the satellite, to the tower. So it is not instant messaging. It is actually perceived as instant messaging, but the data is always stored and then forwarded later. So it's like a pipeline. And so even though there is a delay, we don't actually notice that delay. So therefore, in the similar manner, the deep sky network, which is being developed as the solution for this lag, involve data storage at every location. So there will be data stored on the satellites which are actually conducting this particular activity. Kanchan, do you think this is going to be viable?
I think they are working on this technology, and they are working on this issue. But the thing is that until it takes a shape and until it is practiced in reality, I think we have to yet to see what is the result which are coming out, because they are making data centers, and definitely that will help in communication. There's no doubt about it. But still, it need to be seen in practicality, and when real scene, when people are talking and getting the result of communication. I think we have to look into that.
Absolutely. So there will be, to start with, the 9 satellites required in the orbit of Mars. And with these 9 satellites, Mars is a small planet, compared to Earth. It is quite small. And so you need only 9 satellites at some certain locations in the orbit around Mars. And that way you can cover the entire planet using these 9 satellites. And these 9 satellites will then communicate to subsequent satellites. And as far the deep sky scientists are concerned, they have calculated that we need to send 81 other satellites around the orbit of Sun, not orbit of Earth or Mars. So 9 satellites will be required around Mars, and then 81 satellites, a constellation of satellites, will be required to form a bridge between Earth and Mars. And 81 satellites, because Earth is rotating and so is Mars rotating. So if you send a signal, the chances are that it may take longer than 40 minutes sometimes, because if the Mars is on the other side, it will take longer than 40 minutes. So you need these satellites to basically remain or create a bridge, so that there is no lag, or at least perceived lag is not visible. So I think this is a plan which is being worked upon, Kanchan. 9 satellites around Mars and 81 satellites around Sun, between the orbits of Earth and Mars, which will act as a bridge.
So people are really working on this issue. People are working on the settlement of Mars, and people are actually working where settlement of on Mars become a reality, and with the seamlessly humanity just gel with the atmosphere and all aspects of Mars. So I just look forward. I think this is a very challenging field, and this is a new area of employment and knowledge-based learning.
So right now we have certain locations which have been chosen where our robots are roaming around and doing exploration for last 20 years. And these robots are mostly sent by NASA, and NASA, based on the technical aspects of these rovers, they have selected certain areas on the surface of the Mars where the exploration is going on. And these areas where the exploration is going on have been selected meticulously from Earth, because maybe there is water, maybe there are plains, maybe the land is not too rugged. So in future, these are the areas which will be most likely become places where human settlement can be possible. And so as you can see in this picture, that the different probes are in this location on the surface of the Mars. And so if there are humans available on these locations, they would have at least 3 satellites on their head. So even if the communication with one satellite snaps, there are 2 more as a backup. So constellation of 9 satellites around Mars will be able to provide a constant communication from these locations on the surface of the Mars to these satellites in the orbit. You have anything to add, Kanchan?
I just want, it's very, very exciting, and I just want to see this happen, and maybe if given chance, be part of it and do real research and help these people in a longer run.
So the constellation can be built in stages. So maybe when we start sending humans on the surface of the Mars, then we will actually start sending satellites also parallelly. So when we are preparing to send humans, we should also start building a communication network, so that the communication network not only help us control our robotic probes on the surface of the Mars, but also help in future communication. So even for AI to function properly, or even for machinery on the surface of the Mars to function properly, and scientists or drone operators from Earth can control these machines, you need communication. So we can actually start building these constellation in stages based on the need. And as and when the population grows on the surface of the Mars, the entire deep sky network can be built, which will consist of 9 satellites in the orbit and 81 around the sun between the orbits of Earth and Mars. So friends, this is the topic that we wanted to discuss, and it's an important topic because things are changing very rapidly. It is going to happen very soon. So if you have any suggestions, any questions on this subjects, feel free to send it across. We will take your name and read it, your question, and address it in our live stream. So let's meet you on the other side after a short break.
Sure. And I also want to ask our viewers how exciting they are on this subject.
All right.